Welcome to Shape the Podcast, a podcast all about maintaining mental health by sharing stories from those who have overcome negative experiences and feelings, and then turned them into something positive. Meet your host.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hey, Kyle.
Long time no see, everybody.
A week anyways.
So a week for you, but I'm talking about the rest of the podcast viewers and listeners. I'm back. I'm back actually a month early, because all thanks to Jason here, because Jason wanted to go over what happened over the weekend, which those of you who were in town know what happened. We had a great event for a great charity called For the Love of Children, and they are based in Dayton, Ohio, which we're going to have Maria from that lovely charity on the show tonight. But anyways, man, what's been going on, Jason, since the last time we saw each other over the weekend?
Let's see. I went to work. I've been at work all day, every day. I'm going back to do some more work after we finish this. So yeah, work. It's not easy taking time off. You got to make up for that somewhere.
I know. And you're fixing to go on a trip too to the Bahamas.
Yeah, taking the kids on vacation. We decided this year that we're not going to buy gifts for them anymore, but we're going to take them somewhere. And if they're able to go, great. If they're not, great. But better money, better spent on memories and stupid, petty things that they forget about in a month anyways.
So this means that next year you're taking your other kid on a vacation.
You're taking me. That's what we discussed earlier.
Yeah, we're both going to be pinching our pennies and everything. Hey, what's up, Mr. Jeff Harmon? How are you, sir? Good evening.
Hey, Jeff. What's going on, brother?
But yes, I would like to say a big thank you to my now co-host, Jason, for filling in while I was away. Because now the video actually fits. Yes, the intro video actually fits our setting now, because we are now co-host.
Truth be told, you made that video while you were away, so the intent to come back was always there.
Oh yes, the intent to come back was always there. I just need to take a little time off to refocus on things. But I'm glad to be back. So. We're always going to be here. There's going to be some episodes where Jason won't be here and I'll just be here. And then there's going to be some episodes where I won't be here, but Jason will be here. And you never know what's going to happen, But yeah. I do appreciate. Hey, what's going on? Our friend Brian Charms, saw him over the weekend. But
Brian was there. I don't recognize the name.
He was the other guy wearing the belly fanny pack.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
The other guy doing the 50-50 sales with me.
Yeah, that was Brian Coyne. He goes by Charms.
Gotcha. Nice to see you again.
I totally appreciate you, filling in while I was gone. You had some great guests on, and you held it down.
Mm-hmm. I tried. I did my part. I did what I could do.
So you have this weird person looking over your shoulder. Like, who is that? What is that? What's the meaning behind that, Jason?
So let's see. Not this past November, the November before, November of 23, my nephew went off to the Marine Corps. So we made a life-size cardboard cutout so that he could always attend all the family functions, Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of those things. So he shows up and he gets his picture taken at the table with the rest of us.
Well, now he has to know that he's going to be a podcast infamous. Like he should be in all the podcasts now.
I kind of like the way it looks like he's just like peeping around the corner.
Yes, yeah, it's just like he's peeping. Yeah. Well, that is awesome that you did that. I think that's great. So, man. Yeah, my week's been a week. I haven't felt the best, and I think that's just because last weekend was such a high, and my body is just like went on shutdown mode pretty much. Like Wednesday, I came home from work early, and I slept almost the whole entire day. It's been terrible. And you know, of course, my wife being the nurse she is, tested me for COVID and the flu and every other ungodly thing there is out there. But thank God I have none of that. You know, I just haven't felt like 100%.
Oh, I actually went to the walk-in today to have a strep test done because my throat's been sore since maybe Tuesday morning or so. And fortunately, it was negative, but I was just hoping to maybe hit it with some antibiotics and knock it out of there. But
yeah,
around with a couple thousand people for 3 days, and
yes,
there's just a lot of stuff floating around.
It's I call that the cyan tattoo-itis. But speaking of the Cyan Tattoo Invitational, and of course the Cyan Beard and Mustache competition that we had, our guest tonight is a representative from that organization, For Love of Children. They're based out of Dayton. How about we bring her on and let her talk about herself and the organization?
Let's do it.
What's up, Maria? How are you?
You are muted, Maria.
You're muted.
After all that talking,
Yes.
I just said thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. And welcome back. You know, we met each other last year at the event. And this year you were unable to attend, but you had some awesome people there in your presence. We had Dion, we had Beth, and we had her awesome husband. And even Seth from the attorney. He showed up. So it was a great time, and it was awesome raising money for such an awesome charity in Dayton. So let's talk about that. You know, first of all, nobody on here knows who you are because I don't think half my guests probably even met you last year because they probably weren't there. But introduce yourself, and then we'll just go right into the flock.
Well, I'm Maria Rodriguez, and I am a director at FLOC, or For Love of Children. I've been with FLOC almost 4 years. And the beautiful thing about FLOC is we're all volunteers. So all of the money raised goes 100% to the cause. And we're very, very proud of that. That we could say, yeah, you gave me $2 and the $2 will go to our mission. We at FLOC provide much needed resources for children in foster care, kinship care, neglected kids, abused, and very underprivileged kids. And our resources come in many, many forms. We have 14 programs to cater to those resources. And it's just donations and fundraising from teams like yours that allow us to do what we love to do. So thank you.
No, Brian. So how did you get involved with the organization? Like what said, hey, I'm gonna get involved with a bunch of people that are helping these kids?
So funny story. I have 4 children and I love children. And they started to grow on me, like become teenagers, and mom is not a part of my life anymore.
Yeah.
She's too cool for me. No, it was actually the other way around. So
you were too cool for them. That's what it was.
The loneliness of it all was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit around here and wait for people to want to be with me. I'm going to go find something to do. And I looked up the Ronald McDonald and For Love of Children. I met with Miss Beth Mann, and who can walk away from that? I immediately fell in love with her, with the mission, and I never left. And yeah. I love it. I love it. I hope to be with FLOC for a very, very long time. The honor is mine. It truly is.
So what is you said you're a director. What is your function within the organization?
So I'm titled the director of the Betsy Hubler Skills Center, which is named after Miss Beth's mom in her honor. And my initial task was to match tutors to children who needed tutoring service, but could not, afford the families, whatever that looks like, because families are very many different shapes for our population. So we provide tutoring, and it's a one-on-one. So there's a volunteer to a child, you match them, and then they tutor once a week, every week. These kids need stability and consistency, and we're very strict on providing that. So that was my initial mission, to get kids back into the center after COVID, because we had to shut down a bit. And so immediately, Ms. Beth put me on that task in September. As of October 1st, we had 13 kids, and then we had 40 kids, and now we have over almost 100 kids. And she's like, we don't have space. And it's hard. It's hard to not provide the service, because you just see it. These kids come into the center. They don't want to leave. They're safe there. They're just who they are. We love them. Oh my God, I want them all. But so that was my initial task. And now I'm like Miss Beth's sidekick, I call myself.
All right.
I do a lot of the legwork. She's our face. But I'm on everything. I'm in grant writing. I help run all the programs, fundraising, on the TV, whatever needs to be done, I'm there. I just want just the impact to continue to grow and support those who need us. And it's
how do you do that in a day job all at the same time? What's your day job?
Well, I have 2 jobs.
No, you have 3, because FLOC is a job. Okay?
FLOC, yes. Yeah. But to be honest, FLOC is probably the most, outside of being a mom, the most rewarding. Just to make such a simple change, because sometimes it's just a simple change in someone's life. They may just need food for the weekend. And to give them that peace of mind and take a little bit of the burden off really hardworking people who are trying to decide, where do I put my resources? Do I feed my child, or do I keep them warm, or do I pay the rent so we're not on the streets? So if we could facilitate with anything that need may be, what do you got to get paid for?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, the payment is making sure a kid is safe. Making sure a kid has what they want, what they need.
Exactly.
Seeing the smile on the kid's face, or getting that hug from that kid. Because really, I mean, it all it takes is one spark of doing something great to change a life in somebody.
And to be honest, those children, when they first come into us, they are turned off. They're dimmed. And little by little, sometimes it takes minutes for them to just connect. And sometimes you have to work a little harder depending on their situation. But soon enough, you see them bloom open. They just, it's beautiful to see them just light up, expand their wings, laugh, get that little glitter, and they come in, and we try to celebrate every single one of them. I know all their names, their whole life, hugs. Yeah, I love it.
It's a rewarding thing, obviously. Yeah. And it stinks, because we were actually going to come up there and take a tour of the place and everything, and life just got in the way, so I'm going to make it my mission now that you guys are involved, and you'll be involved next year, which we'll talk about that later on. I'm going to make it my mission to get up there and do a little outreach with you guys, because I think that it's always important, if you're helping a charity out, it's always important to do everything you can for and with that charity. So I'm going to make that my mission this year to come up to FLOC. You're not that far away.
I'll hold you to it.
You should, and hold my wife to it too.
Oh yes, please. And you can make an 11-hour drive from Connecticut.
He did. He made an 11-hour drive to help.
Let's plan it around Cyan next year.
Yes.
Then it'll be an easier commute.
Yes, I could talk about FLOC and our programs. And
that's what you're here for. Yeah, you're
but
here to talk about
for
that.
you to see it, to lay eyes on it, it's
Mhm.
an experience of itself.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
So do you guys have a facility of your own, or are you using a municipal facility?
So we're in a building which we started on the first floor, and that building was generous enough to donate these spaces to us, and little by little we've grown. So we have a few spaces on the first floor. One process and handles our school supply program and our blessings in a bag, which is the food. We package food for families, whether it's for a week, for a month. That runs out of the first floor. Our new offices are on the 5th floor, which is where we do the tutoring. We have arts and crafts. We have music classes. What else? We have the reading program up there. Our boutique is there, which dresses children with formal wear who cannot afford such, so they don't go to prom or homecoming, because that's pretty costly.
Yeah.
Well, we dress these kids free. They get a dress or shoes, jewelry, toiletries. They try things on and they leave. They go to their event. They keep everything. That's on the 5th floor. And then we have the 2nd floor, which we've kind of taken over the whole floor. And the building is just really generous and really nice to FLOC, I have to admit. So Talbot Tower owner, thank you. On the 2nd floor, we have our Christmas program, which is huge. So our Santa Sue is her name, shops all year for bargains for our children that we sponsor at Christmas.
Nice.
We give them toys, board games, pajamas, a coat.
Mhm.
Coats are very important, especially this year. There's such a need. We could not meet the demand, unfortunately, but always room to grow. And so you just need to come see it. You need to come see it. It's an incredible operation. It really, really is.
Well, don't worry. I'm almost to Santa stage, so maybe next year, if I'm great enough, I'll play Santa. I mean,
Yes.
I got the Santa belly going on, so yeah, but yeah, I totally should, and because what you guys are doing in the area, the Dayton area, is amazing and astounding. The lives that you are reaching out, because I'm sure some of those kids probably have nothing, and you give them hope, and that's what this podcast is really all about, is that you're sharing hope and positive energy.
Mhm.
You're helping their mental health, but you're also helping your mental health, because I'm sure there are days when you wake up, you just don't want to do it, so thank you for doing what you're doing, and really it was an honor this year to do it again, with what we did. And it took a village this year. I'm not gonna lie. Last year I was contemplating not doing it this year, and then it came around to time to plan it, and I did it, and thank God I did it. And I had said this year that I was gonna wait until after the event to decide on next year, but I decided during the event that it was going to happen next year. So, but yeah, and a bunch of our listeners and watchers right now were actually at the event this year,
Mhm.
and got to see it firsthand. Our friend Aaron Johnson, he was there with a new beard oil. Well, they're not really a new beard oil company; they've been around for a while. But we have a new sponsor. They're a big, sexy beard brand. That they were there this year, and Aaron was there with representing them. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time to show what the bearding community is all about. Because I'm sure last year, when we approached you guys, you're like, huh? Like a bunch of bearded people getting together to raise money for charity?
It was definitely a learning experience, but fascinating. I loved it. I plan to be there next year, March 7th.
March 7th, yeah. It's on the calendar.
It's on everyone's calendar, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just it was a great time, and it was great to have Flock actually there present. You know, they had their table, and we tried to make sure that when guys and girls were in line to go up on stage, hey, grab a bubble thing off the
I
table.
sent a ton of goodies.
Yeah,
Good.
there were. Yes, Dion was holding that table down, you know, but it was great to have that, and it was also great because the organizer of the whole thing noticed that, you know, and really the MC of the tattoo event was really about it. Like he was all about it. He was into it. He's actually going to be our MC for next year. Real awesome guy. His name is Toby. He is. He looks like he would probably beat you up on the streets, but I tell you, this guy has a heart of gold for kids. You know, so it's going to be awesome to have his involvement next year. But yeah, it's, you know, what you guys are doing is just simply it's amazing. You know, what the time and the effort that you're taking, and it takes a village. You know.
Most definitely, yes, it does.
So what else? Like what are the current needs in the flock? Like what is your one thing that you're really suffering right now that you could really need? That way we could get it out there to the masses, and then I'll also get it posted up on our social medias. Like,
so obviously we always take money so we can make sure that we provide Christmas for the children that we currently have.
Yeah.
Last year we were able to reach 1,000 more kids at Christmas, and you know, it's really, really cool to sit in your living room with your family and just know that 4,000 children had Christmas thanks to an organization like FLOC. That it's very moving and but so we always take money. You can always donate at our website, FLOC-Dayton.org. Or right now, what I say we could use coats of all sizes. You know, we cater from 0 to 18. We had a really tough winter. Socks, you know, new socks. We try to provide our families new things.
Yeah.
We just honor dignity. Dignity is a really big thing for FLOC. Just because you have a need, it doesn't mean you're any less. So we try to we don't ask a lot of questions. Keep the family or the guardianship, whoever it may be, maintain their dignity. And
yeah,
it's a celebration. We give in celebration. We could always use really any diapers, blankets. We prepare comfort bags for the children that are being removed from homes. That's one of our another big program we have. And in these duffel bags, we provide comfort items like a blanket. We give them like a teddy bear, toiletries, socks, a journal, a pen, a few other little like activity things for them to do. But it's just so they don't get a trash bag. They have, again, maintaining the little dignity they may have to carry whatever belongings they can grasp. Sometimes they have a little time to get their things, and sometimes they have no time, depending on the situation. But they have a bag. We will not have a trash bag. So we're really big on providing these bags to shelters, abused shelters, the churches, and obviously the county's children's services, so we can make sure that they have something to carry their belongings.
And that's just in Montgomery County, right?
So we've changed our mission statement. It used to be just Montgomery County, but we do not say no to any need. We always find a way. For Christmas, we reached down all the way to Springfield. We're in Greene County. We're really expanding. Warren, you know, we've come down. There's need everywhere. And if we can reach it or partner, we're big on partnering with fellow organizations just to expand our umbrella of resources and reach, we do. So I like to say Ohio, period.
Yeah.
Because if there's a will, there's a way. And with all of us, it takes together, we can move mountains. We really can. We really, really can.
Well, that actually gave me an idea for next year, and I'm going to make sure that it goes to fruition. That anybody who comes to next year's event brings an item, like donates anything they want to. I think, and I'm going to reach out to Josh Riley, who puts on the event. I think he'd be okay with that, for collecting stuff for FLOC, and I'm going to do that here. Probably within the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna put a bug out in his ear, because I think that would,
it could be as simple as toiletries,
Yeah.
even travel size. We have children that are getting bullied because they smell. It's that simple. So if we can provide these children with toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoos, soap,
Kyle, that could be the entry fee to the category in the beard competition.
Look at that.
Yeah, I don't have any control over that.
No, well, you didn't charge an entry fee to enter a beard category.
So the way it works.
Well, you just tell people it's a donation-based entry.
Yeah. So the way that it works.
Everybody's coming there to support charity anyways.
Yes.
I think that's an easy obstacle to overcome.
So yeah, I would say that this is your entry to the beard competition, because we did not charge a separate entry into the beard competition. The overall event charged the entry, and then FLOC got a portion of that. So yes, next year it's you either pay $10 for the beard competition, or you bring something in for FLOC.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that would be a great way for you guys to get more things that you need. And I think it's astounding that you do not vet, because there's a lot of charities out there that will vet the people that need things, that they'll sit down and interview them and be like, well, why do you need this? Why do you need that? And that tends to scare people away,
Yes, it does.
And but with you guys, you don't care what their stories are, because everybody has a story. It doesn't matter if it's little or small, So really, what you guys are doing is that we don't care what type of home you come from, Your FLOC. We are part of. When you're a part of us, we're a part of you.
Yes, so. I'm into that. Yes, yes. And it's already hard to ask for help.
Yeah.
I cannot talk for the families who have to make those choices, or the hardworking mom who took triplets. I do have a family, a very dear mom who took triplets from her sister who was a severe drug addict.
Yeah.
And she has raised these kids like they're hers, and they call her mom. But it is hard to watch her as a single mom. Wow, who does not want to help her? It's incredible. She wants them to have a good life, to break the cycle. She works really hard for these 3 kids, and I will be damned if we don't help her for a very long time, to help, to support. So I know it's difficult. It's difficult for her for anyone, not just her, to ask for help. But so we tried to, what do you need? Let's get it.
And really, if nobody asks for help, then their situations won't change. If they truly need the help, they'll just be stuck in a rut. And you don't want to ever see somebody go without.
Especially,
and that's what sets. Like I see these commercials on TV, for all these big organizations, and I'm like, well, what are you doing for the locals? And then I see people like FLOC who are out there. You rely on 100% donations. None of you are making anything from what you do. The payment is, you see a child that doesn't have to go without something.
Correct.
and you build that relationship, and those kids get older. You know, I'm sure you've had those kids get older and they've come to you and said, "Hey, thanks for helping me out," you know. And that's
Not only that, they want you. I have families who are so moved or been with us for years, and they want to, how do I give back? I want to give too.
Mhm.
And so we find ways, you know, for this to happen. And recently I came up with the idea of, well, why don't you donate the clothes that the kids outgrow? If you donate it to me, we have partnered with like House of Bread, who feeds the homeless or anybody who needs food once a day, 365 days a year. But they sometimes need clothing. Like, you know, if so that's a way for them to feel, oh my gosh, I made impact.
Mhm.
I give back.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
And that
It's-
helps the kids that are involved in those households not only see the benefit incoming, but get the joy and the experience of giving that benefit on the outgoing side also. And that creates generational support systems within people. It's any learned behavior as a kid that you learn from your parents. So if you get to see it from a charitable perspective, it helps them become a charitable adult when they're past the situations that they're in now.
most definitely. And I feel at FLOC, we're giving these kids another vision. You
Mhm.
know, unfortunately, some of these cycles just go on. They're generational cycles. And when
Yeah.
they come to FLOC, they see, wait, I can study, I can work hard. There's other options. It's not just what they see day to day.
Mhm.
And yes, you just see it. You see they're children are resilient, very smart, very sensitive to environments. And if we can show this doesn't always have to be this way, there are people who listen to you, there are people who advocate for you, there are people who love you just as you are. It just puts all these different things in the child. And I hope if we really change one child's life to end the cycle, wow, we
Mhm.
really achieved. And that's really my mission. If I could just change one, help many, but just change one. I hope I know about it.
Oh, you know, the good thing is you know what you do, and you know, and that's what it takes. It, like you said, it takes one, and that's
Oh,
why you know, you asked me why I create this podcast, and I did it because you know, it takes one person sharing their story to change another person's life, you know, and that's why I did it. So it really takes that one spark, you know, that one match,
yes.
that once you light that spark, once you hold it up to something else, it's going to pass on its fire,
Mhm.
you know, and that's really what it takes, and that's what Flock is doing, you know, by enriching the lives of the children and the families around them, you know. But yes, I've already, yeah, it's going to be done next year. Um, if you bring a donation to the Cyan Tattoo Invitational, specifically on March the 7th, okay, you, you'll get a high five from me. You'll get a
High
hug from
five for
me.
me.
Yes, yeah, and you'll get a high five from Maria and everything else. And yeah, just do it out of the goodness of your heart. You know, I wish I had control over saying, yeah, your entry into the event will be free, but I don't have that control, or else I would. You know, but yeah, I'm excited for next year. I'm excited for the growth of Flock. You know, um, now I definitely want to get down there and help out any way I can. You know, uh,
You're
uh,
doing plenty. Really,
well,
really.
you know that last year and this year it took a village. You know, and it took people believing in me and my wife, that you know, it took them supporting us and then in turn supporting you. That's why we were able to raise the money that we did, you know. and I don't. None of us do it for clout. None of us do it for that. If you're doing it for clout, you're doing it for the wrong reason. I do it because, yes, I didn't have a hard time as a child, but as a teenager and a young adult, I had those difficult times. I do it because I don't want to go back to where I was. Nobody wants to do that. So that's why I do it. And that's why I have a feeling that the majority of my friends in the bearding community, that's why they do it too, because we all have hearts. At least some of us do.
I got to say, Kyle, I'm new to the bearding competition world, less than a year, as you know.
You are, yeah.
And the amazing thing was, I didn't know going into it that all of these competitions, everyone I know of, is 100% for charity. I haven't. It's a perspective, right? You don't have it in your mind because you see people, and you don't think people based on how you judge them, because we all judge. You're saying, oh, how could you don't picture all those guys going there for charity, but it's amazing. The community that exists around bearding and around charity is absolutely amazing. Everybody wants to help and everybody wants to give. It is an absolutely amazing experience.
It is, yeah. And especially, I've been around since 2016, and I've seen the growth of the bearding community, and then I've also seen the ebb and flows. I've seen some charities suffer through some things that some people did, which those people are no longer in the community, but then I've seen charities flourish, such as FLOC. We over the past 2 years that we've done it, it's shortly over $9,000 that was donated, just by 2 days, last year and this year. And, a number doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is that I'm helping touch
a lot
somebody else's life, and that's really what it is. It's all about touching somebody else's life because we care,
It's funny you said that about stereotypes, because I remember when I first was approached, and I'm guilty of it. And I remember getting there and, oh my gosh, but do I love beards now? I noticed people's beards. Were they attached, not attached? Do they really grease them up well?
It's because you did not know.
I did not know.
You had no idea what it was.
If
you were like a deer in the headlights.
Beard people, I would. Yes, I am really, like I've already said, so honored to be a part of your community. Hate I missed it this year. I was really looking forward to it. Damn kid of mine. No, I'm kidding.
Freaking kids in college. Jeez.
But yes, your hearts, they speak for themselves. And my peers this year were, because I told them, you're going to love it. It's so fun. They're great humans. They're warm. And sure enough, when I got to them this past month, that's exactly how they felt. They're like, here, we're all coming. And oh my God, it was amazing. I was like, I told you. So
it was different because at first Beth and her husband were up by the table, and then they went and sat out in the audience doing it to get that perspective of the whole thing. And I did not really ask them what they, I said, hey, how did you enjoy it? And they said it was great, but like, I really wanted to be like, all right, so how did you, are you going to grow facial hair now? Because her husband's all.
I want to be a judge.
But I think he did say that he was going to grow a beard out. Like,
I'm going to ask him.
For next year.
He's got a year. I mean,
he's got
might
a year.
As well go for it.
Can't we design one that says FLOC somehow?
Yes, you can. So
freestyle.
Yeah.
I would love to get members of FLOC involved. With
that's a
ladies. This is the call to all the flocking ladies. All right, that design your beard and compete next year. You know,
I'm gonna have to think of something.
And for all the flock ladies that have kids or men that have kids, there's kids categories too.
Yes.
Oh, I know. They're so
And that's you know, that's really one thing that
I can't hear you, Kyle.
Kyle, we lost your audio. Cannot hear you, Kyle. You can keep doing this, but we can't hear this either.
I guess it's just you and me, Jason.
It's just us now. Hi, Kyle. Welcome back.
I'm sending you to the green room now.
We're kicking you back. What did he say? We're going to kick you in the back or
Back.
Oh, Kyle, you're muted. Unmute yourself. Kyle, click on your picture on the bottom and unmute yourself.
And talk.
I can't unmute you. Right on the bottom where all three are lined up, next to the three dots, click on the microphone. Can you hear us, Kyle?
I don't think he could hear us.
I don't know. I don't think he can. Let's have some fun with this.
Let's do.
Oh, he just lost him.
I thought you sent him to the green room.
I didn't do it. He did it to himself. Let's see. I must have his phone over here somewhere.
I lost everything. Sorry.
Yeah.
And he's back.
You were muted.
No, I lost like everything. It wouldn't even let me exit out or anything. Like I had to I totally had to restart my computer.
I was going to call you, just have you on speakerphone like this.
No.
Like you could be the voice with the cardboard cutout.
So yeah, sorry for that technical difficulty. But what my wife was saying is that next year we should have a category just for flock.
Oh,
That's creative.
Yes. So any member of flock and their kids, if they want to, can compete in it, and it'll be the best of flock.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that might be something that you might want to approach your members about. I mean, even if it's just a mustache or a creative beard for the ladies, or a little peach fuzz for the guys. Yeah, because this year we had a first timer category for all the newbies. Well, I think next year we'll change it up. We'll have a flock category.
They have an arts and crafts area.
Yeah, that is true.
Just saying.
I like it.
But yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. I'm sure.
Oh, we had fun with it, huh?
Don't worry. Only a few people in the comments mentioned it.
My internet actually tonight has been kind of like glitching back and forth. Like your pictures will disappear for a while. So, and then they'll come back up. And I told my wife earlier that the internet was being wonky, and she goes, "No, I think it's just the TV. No, it's the internet."
Yeah.
She said, "Hush." but yes, you can put that in Beth's ear. You can put that in everybody else's ear. Anybody that is organized with flock, come to the competition next year. You have your own category.
Bring your best beard.
It'll be the best of flock.
That's exciting. We should get T-shirts.
It'll be the best flocking time you've ever had.
Oh yeah.
But no, you can thank my wife for that. But yeah, I think that's a genius idea. So you're gonna have to put that all on the socials. All right. That the challenge has been laid down by the bearding community. That flock needs to be there and compete in their own little ways.
Get some of our kids involved.
So
I have to think about this, like our kids at Flock.
Yeah.
So there should be a flock kids and then a flock adults category.
Yes. And if those kids want to compete against Beard families' kids, they can, But I think it should be
Very fun.
There will not be a first timer category next year. It'll just be a flocking category. And you'll all compete together at the same time, but we'll have a kid winner, and then we'll have an adult winner. I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you see we had a reach out from Australia here in the comments?
Yes, yeah, I saw Blake Senior. He's a fellow Talking Beards follower. Yeah.
Oh my God, how cool is that? They know about flock in Australia.
They do now.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And then we have a couple guys from Texas.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey.
But yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
This is Texas.
Yep, Shannon's from Texas.
Hey, Texas.
So is Jeff Ray. He's from Texas as well.
Yep, Jeff's from Austin, correct?
Yeah, he is from the Austin area. Austin area, I believe.
Austin area, yeah.
Yeah. It's been awesome, having you come on tonight and just share what Flock is all about, And I'll post the website and everything on. Oh yeah, then we got Jeff Harmon. He's from the Georgia area near Chattanooga. Yeah. So yeah, we have all these people finding out about Flock, and if anybody wants to donate to Flock, www.FLOC-Dayton.org, right?
Correct.
And there is a donate button on there that you can donate to, and you can also go on there and read about all the different organizations that they deal, within the organization that they deal with,
Mm-hmm.
But awesome. We appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for really saying yes to the bearding community, because you could have said no, and then we would have found another organization to give to.
No, you never say no.
but we appreciate it. We thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for letting us do this. So.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you both for having me on. I hope I get invited again.
It was nice to meet you. It's too bad you weren't at the event, but it was nice to meet you here, Maria.
Likewise. And I'm going to see if you guys come on once a week, once a month.
Every other week, roughly.
Yeah, twice a month.
Very neat.
In 2 weeks, we'll have another show. I don't know if we have a guest lined up for that show or not. I do have guests lined up for April. So if anybody out there is listening and you want to come on in 2 weeks, reach out to me or my lovely co-host, and we'll get you taken care of,
Mm-hmm.
So, or Maria, if you know anybody that has a story that might be one that they should share, just let us know. We'll be glad to get them on, because really that's what it's all about. It's all about sharing hope and positive energy, and helping one person, and that's what you're doing. You're helping multiple people, including your own. You're helping your own life. We
all are.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, before we go, happy birthday to your mom from everybody here at Shape. You could have been, celebrating with your family tonight, but instead you're here on Shape. So thank you.
I love beard people.
Well, we appreciate it. I'm gonna kick you to the backstage, and then we're gonna wrap
here
up.
He goes again.
I know. Go to the green room, right? Enjoy the champagne we have.
We gotta find a nicer way for you to say that, Kyle.
Well,
right.
The thing is, I learned from our friends Aaron Johnson and Sean Glander, because they also say backstage. Okay, so really, I learned from them. But yes, we're gonna kick you to the green room. We're gonna open up the door and let you exit the stage. Okay.
Well, again, have a great night. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Well, that's it, man. I think that was a great show for me coming back. Technical difficulties abound, which always happen. I say that normally that happens when when the powers that be don't want somebody to really get their story out. Because really, when you and Olivia were on, there were some technical difficulties, but we got through
you
it.
were struggling a little bit that night too with your internet connection.
Yeah. But man, yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being there for me and everybody, you know, because I almost gave up, you know. But I thank you for not giving up, and I thank you for carrying on the torch, you know.
I was happy to step in and continue it, and most importantly, knowing that it was important to you.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why you started it in the first place,
Yeah.
to be able to perpetuate that to a point where it would be there for you when you were ready to come back. I was happy to do that.
And it is. And yes, I'll actually have Jeff Ray will be on in the month of April. I totally forgot about that. So that's going to be awesome to have Jeff come on and share his story. Those of you who don't know, Jeff is sober. And I can only imagine, I've never met him in person, but he's pretty crazy right now. I can never imagine him drinking and how crazy he was back then. But that'll be great. He'll actually be on in April. So
I got to meet Jeff down at You Matter down in Schulenburg a month or so back, whenever that was, back in January that was January, I think. Yep.
So in 2 weeks, you'll be on vacation, right?
I will be. So I'm looking to film the next one, to record the next one, so that it can be set to broadcast while I'm away.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the next one won't be live.
In 2 weeks, we'll have an episode, but it will not be live.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we'll have an awesome guest lined up. But yeah, if anybody out there has a guest that they want to come on the show, just reach out to us, and we'll be glad to talk to them about their story, and get them scheduled. So I appreciate it, guys and girls. Have a great night. That's it for me.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Welcome back, Kyle.
Hey, thank you. I'm glad to be back. It felt great.
Yeah.
And my head's in the better place now, and yeah, it's great. And again, thank you to our guests, Maria and FLOC, for coming tonight and sharing all about their organization. Have a great night, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.